Time check 4:20. Time check with your friends 20 past 4. I'm checking now the temperature of the chicken's manure. This mix here. This has been sitting here for like more than a week now. So we're checking the temperature of the chicken's manure. We didn't add this any banana, like rotten bananas here, because rotten bananas can also, like, when it ferments and temperature is also turning hot and not good for any seeds or plants, that as long as otherwise it is sturdy, because if not then it rots the trunk or the seeds. You have to avoid that. Now I'm checking the temperature. I think it's okay, so we can plant the garlic here. And we're checking on how smooth and soft the soil here. I have limited I have limited garlic bulbs here. I have only 12, and not all in big sizes, but it's a mix. I think I will give you some updates to this, maybe weekly update on our garlic. Yeah, weekly update on our garlic. That would be part of the Live at Dawn series. So at least we can feature a garlic weekly through our Live at Dawn series. So I'll be back here and set up to fix the other cameras. Okay, so 2 inches deep and like five, 6. So we can plant around 6 bulbs of garlic here into this size of pot. 2 inches deep, like 4 inches, like space in between. Uh, from one seed to the other. And we have to cover that one here. And now let's wait for the result of this. Well, I'll give you this weekly update from this garlic that we just planted this morning, December um, 20. Today's December 20, 2023. So garlic can take up to 7 to 8 months. So now it's December. January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August. So around July or August next year, 2024, where we can. Um, but the big problem here is that next year by May, June, yeah, like around May, I think we only have a few drops of rain. But June, July, we will start having too much rain during that time. So what can I do with this? Maybe by month of June, July, I'm going to remove this from the platform number 2. We will remove it like um, somewhere here. I hope that I can like finish putting the fence and screen right there so that our chickens will not be able to come here in front. And then we can freely put any pots and vegetables here on the ground. But right now we can't do that. Okay, so first pot is planted with onion chives. I will check on the second one. This one is still hot. the softness, smoothness here, no question. But I think the temperature is still intolerable with the seeds. I don't know. But I think the garlic seeds, garlic bulbs here, probably a bit sturdy. So I'll try. But temperature is hotter than the first one. But the few seeds already starts growing. I think this can turn into a sturdy plant. It's 34 past 4, it's your friends. So, what's up, India? What's up, America, Europe, Colombia, Ecuador, Germany, UK? Those who love gardening, good morning, YouTube friends. Sianason students who are my subscribers. Thank you for tuning in. Good morning, good morning. How are how are you all doing? I hope you have a beautiful, wonderful morning. Wonderful day, another work, another day work. And So, YouTube friends, yeah, shout out to Israel agriculture, American agriculture, Indian agriculture. These three countries are quite advanced in agriculture, technology. I think my country is next to Philippines because this country where I currently residing and working as an expat teacher here in Thailand. Most of the professors here in agriculture they finish their MA and PhD in agriculture in my country, Philippines. But the technology, the techniques, the methods in farming are actually taught to foreign people, but most of our countrymen in our country, Philippines, don't know much about the agriculture or the learning, the knowledge that has been imparted to foreign students like Thai students and other Asian students who came and study in UP Los Baños or a certain branch of UP in my country. So that's why if I have time, probably time, opportunity, and money, I will study agriculture in that university where these Thai professors have graduated from. It's my country. I'm a Filipino, but I'm deprived of that access and opportunity. But instead, it was given to foreign people. But well, my plan here is to succeed and get rich in farming and other stuffs here in this country, Thailand, and be able to obtain a citizenship, hopefully one day. So now, let's begin planting the second pot for garlic. 2 inches deep. The bulb here is not that big, but it's enough to produce us garlic bulb. I hope that we will have a cluster of bulbs here, healthy ones and big ones as well. So after that, well, I'll give you weekly update to this YouTube friends. So now we're done, and we're going to place this one back in the second platform, and this will be sitting there for the whole summer and early June. But when the rain starts pouring next season, during rainy season, that's a long rainy season. It will take another 4 or 5 months straight of rain. Uh, like it starts from, I'm not sure, but because the weather is changing. Maybe sometimes around beginning of June, something like. But there's initial rain around month of May, uh, and then June. But July, August, these 2 months straight, I'll tell you, that's raining cats and dogs within that 2 months. Though there are like a few days, maybe 1 or 2 days in a month where this this hot temperature, no rain, but most of the days within that month will be raining cats and dogs. And then partly September, and then October next year, the the rain downpour starts to mellow down, and then November. So same this year, where we only have a few amounts of rain, and then down to December where there's no rain at all, and then jump into January 2025, then something like that. So now it's December 20, so January 20, February 20, March 20, April 20, May 20. So around month of May, this garlic will be 5 months sitting here. So likely the bulbs begin to like progress into cluster of bulbs. So like month of May, I have to begin finding a place where I can cover my garlic with some kind of improvised greenhouse. And then there I place all my garlic where it is away from rotting because of the amount of rain that will be put out here. So by I have Impronto Speaks competition again for the first semester next year, beginning by June, and then I think the competition will be around ending of end of July 2024. So I have this intensive practice or trainings with the students, both lower and higher, for Impronto Speech competition, and I don't know how to manage my time. I hope that I can still maintain the cleanliness, the orderliness, and the beauty of our organic garden here, both two sides of the front, and we have also other vegetables that we're planting outside. But that's the rainy season, so the grass, the weeds, the unwanted vegetation are quite fast to grow. So it's hard to keep up the cleaning, the clearing of unwanted vegetation at the same time. Um, Let me figure out what kind of vegetables that can play and handle the extreme conditions, especially rainy season. So I need to find vegetables that are somehow um, can tolerate the rainy season. Perhaps I would plant cruciferous vegetables. Cruciferous vegetables are these cabbages, any types of cabbages, white pak choy or pechay, as what we call that one in our local dialect in my country, Philippines. Pak choy, white pak choy, um, broccoli, cauliflower, kale, cabbages. So these are the kind of vegetables that can somehow um, tolerate uh, the rainy season, perhaps. So I tried planting that one by month of May. Probably I need to begin seeding, and then beginning of June I can start planting. But it's a struggle as well with your friends because I have to cover my plants with at least, if not a greenhouse, but I must somehow improvise a place where butterflies cannot have the access to hop into my cabbages, hop into my broccolis, hop into my cauliflowers, because these beautiful creatures flying over your plants, your friends. I mean, the butterflies and any type of butterflies, they will be leaving eggs into your cruciferous vegetables, including corn, and that eggs will turn into larva and a monster to eat and consume your cruciferous vegetables and even your corn, and that leaves you nothing out of your hard work and effort if you just abandon your plants for maybe 2 3 days. These eggs, once they hatch into larva, they're fast eater. They can destroy your plants in a matter of days. And when you get back there and check your plants, it's all twigs and stalks. There's no leaves at all. Yeah, it's looking ugly. And yeah, it's devastating and disappointing that after your hard work and effort, you'll get nothing out of it. So that's why you have to do some preventive, um, precautionary action to provide protection to your plants before deciding planting. So that's why if I plan to do seeding broccoli and cauliflower and cabbages, just a few number of it, and then I'll put that one all together. Maybe one row of cabbage, one row of broccolis, one row of cauliflower, something like, and even white patcher. I have like available seeds there, but not complete. But it's not that expensive. Maybe 30 baht, one pack of broccolis and cauliflower and cabbage, and a lot of stores here, agricultural stores where they're selling seeds around here, this area. So it's not that difficult to find the seeds. One that is challenging is that the preventive care that you have to provide for your plants. Once you have the, yeah, even your seedlings, you have to cover it with like somehow screen or plastic where butterflies of any kind, of any varieties, will have able to um, get access into your seedlings, because yeah, from seedlings one, yeah, they can smell from afar. Yeah, cruciferous vegetables are the favorite host to like develop their eggs into larva, and then yeah, larva will eat your plants until the metamorphosis is complete, and this larva will turn into a beautiful butterfly. So not all beautiful creatures flying above your plants with your friends are such beautiful, amazing creatures. Somehow they can leave some ugly mark to your plants and even destroy your effort and your hard work. So with that, during a rainy season next year, I have to figure this out, balance my time between my gardening activities and my schoolwork. So it's not that easy, but I love gardening with your friends. It's this kind of stuff is already in the fabric of my being. I was raised as a farm boy uh, by a farmer parents. We own lands until now, but the land is abandoned because my mother and I are here. for more than a decade. But my mother is planning to get back to the country, checking the land and like applying for a title of the property and then probably planting perennial plants like coconut trees and fruit trees. Where if my mom can come back here and continue working, but she's already like 60. She started aging, but still healthy and strong. But you know what I mean. She's supposed to stop working, but right now we have huge responsibilities to consider on. And yeah, it's a struggle for all of us. And my wife just get back to work from a toxic environment, her past employment to this current employment, which the compensation is not that big, but the environment is better. Teachers are well behaved, well mannered, as well as with the students. Yeah, the working environment is all in all nice and pleasant for any foreign workers. And he's the only, she's the only foreign teacher there. So she's the VIP all the time. Well, that good. That that's good. It's hard to have colleagues unless you understand each other. But there are times that you will have this disagreements, and that's normal. As long as it won't escalate to uh, bigger stuffs. Well, let's get back working. I have these two pots of how many minutes do we have? 34 minutes. So 6 minutes before 5, YouTube friends. 6 minutes before 5. So we have this two pots that we just planted garlic. You didn't see that if you came late because at the start of our, we've been here for more than half an hour, and then um, right there at the time that I start the live, I planted garlic seeds here, or garlic bulb here. So around 6 bulbs of garlic here, and then we have another 6 bulbs of garlic that we planted. So this can turn into beautiful clubs here. Who knows? A cluster of bulbs. I hope it's healthy ones, bigger in size, but we still have to consider the factor, which is the rainy season by June, July, August. So likely July or August we will be able to harvest this garlic, but we need to dry them. The soil must not be wet or moisted, like extreme moist. We have to avoid that because it can rot the clubs, the bulbs there. So um, that's why by month of May I have to like improvise a like a greenhouse so that we can avoid rotting the possible healthy clubs or bulbs of garlics here. So we don't have to go to the store, to the market to buy, but instead we can grow our own. So that's a secret here, YouTube friends. You have to live this what we call self-sufficiency lifestyle. That means you can grow your own food at home. You don't have to go to the market and buy. But well, right now my wife and I we are still like spending time to the markets a few times a week to buy other stuffs. But I'm trying to find ways that in the near future it would be like 80-90% dependent on what we are planting on the garden instead of being dependent of what we can buy in the markets. So there's this big difference between the two. But it's a challenge to me because I'm a full-time teacher and I only have limited hours, limited time that I can spend here in the garden. And the school that I'm working is a bit competitive. I have two competitions each year, both the regular and the English program. I handle the lower and high school for impromptu speech competition. So, and the trainings can last up to a month and a half, especially the English program where there's around 6-7 weeks of preparation before the competition. And yeah, it takes a lot of time. But the regular program, maybe now the announcement was late. Like I was informed that there will be competition around second, third week of January, but it was not official yet. But I've seen the Thai teachers have their meeting yesterday afternoon. So likely the competition for the regular program was included in the agenda. It's my personal assumption. But on the second semester, there's no computer, no science, no math project, just the individual categories like impromptu speech, multi skills, pictorial writing. I think spelling bee, word factory, singing. I think around 6, 7 individual categories for the regular program. Regular program competition, you can either pick students from English program or from any programs, the gifted or in the MSCP or just the regular program. There are students who are also good in English communication among the regular sections. But usually, EP students are MSEP students were uh, representing the English, the regular program. So right now I have already the lower, which was the champion of the national impromptu speech competition last year. She has to defend on her title. So hopefully, yeah, we can still secure the spot and maintain the rank. She just had this speech competition, but it's all about money, not school related something. But I've heard that she was posted in the Facebook page of the school. Yeah, she was somehow like, as I've heard from the Thai teacher who accompanied her in the venue last Saturday, that she was a bit, yeah, pressure, a little bit nervous. Her two legs were shaking because it's her first time to face large audience in that large room where the judges and other spectators, probably parents and other visitors have witnessed the speech competition where she was not used to, because the previous competition she was in, especially competition that she was the champion from provincial and national level, there were only judges in the room and the timekeeper, something like. But this current competition where there were around 16 entries selected, qualified, because there was this qualifying round, and then I don't know, there were only 8 entries for the qualifying round, so caught me by surprise why there were 16 entries in the final round. But well, it is what it is. There's some bypass strategy probably, but it's just my assumption. I do not know. I don't know how sure I am, but I have a bad feeling to that. But well, it was not about the 16 entries that Prim like fell into second rank, but it was probably she was like chalk a little bit, maybe a few seconds, and the judges really, yeah, took it hard for her, and they deducted like certain amount of points with that. Just a little bit, I would say, if in computers or glitch or not, just if I am the judge there, I would certainly like give her another chance by or through the Q&A, because after the delivery of the speech there's this Q&A, question and answer. So I would like do something that she can manage back through the Q&A. But I think the judges were not that considerate. But well, there are times that it's like that. Yeah, you're just a participant there, so you can't complain. But well, despite of the situation, I hope, I think Karim now is learning about it. So as we prepare ourselves to defend her title last year, I'm pretty sure she will be working hard, and I will push her a little bit, not to pressure her eventually, but I will push her harder a little bit. That okay, now you have to learn how to handle situations, especially if the number of audience are increasing. So in public speech, it could be impromptu speech or a prepared speech, like this current that she has. You have to consider the number of the audience. It's either only the judges are there or the audience is quite large. You have to consider, yeah, it's another experience, another exposure for her. I hope that she learns something there so that she can be versatile. It's either only the judges or large audience. She will not bother anymore the next time around. So we'll try to keep up that uh, training. And yeah, she fell into the second rank, but still made some substantial amount of prize, 15,000 baht for the second, and another 5,000 baht for being the most popular among the entries that have submitted a video and was uploaded in the Facebook page of Pulfish, kind of organization. I don't know if it is I don't know if it is connected with United Nations, but they have some hashtag there. But I don't know, maybe it's just hashtag anyway. So I don't have problem with the lower level for the regular program, but I have struggled to find a participant for the regular competition this semester for the higher. Since all my Math 6 in the EP program, they're not available, they're quite busy making preparation for the entrance to university environment, the entrance exam and interview. So they have to spend a lot of time with that. So it's a struggle. I don't have access for Mateo 5 and 4 for the AP program. I already talked to Ajahn Kai for that. Uh, the main coach, of course. All Thai teachers are the main. Foreign teachers are just the assistants in the documents. But in the actual training and practice, of course, these guys somehow, even a no-show coach in the trainings and the practice, but it's the foreign teacher who will grind since day one till the last day of practice until the day of the competition. So that's a normal thing here. I'm glad, but that they started giving us the credit of the hard work and trainings we have done. To me, I'm already like satisfied seeing the students succeed, winning competition, adding to their portfolio, in which it will prepare them more to the next environment that they're going to step in, the college or the university environment where it is more challenging, more time consuming, and yeah, as they get older, they are also turning to become mature individuals and taking responsibility of the things that they have to. And I hope that all the trainings and the time I spent with them, like providing counseling, advices, and all this encouragement and motivation I have shared with them, I hope that this somehow find a place in their hearts that they are going to pay it forward to the next generation that they might encounter. It might be in a different environment, it might be in a different situation, it might be in a different types of um, challenges, but I hope that the learning, the encouragement, the motivation I have shared with them will somehow be pushed and be shared to the next generation to come. So when it's their time to do it, I hope they will not hesitate to help anyone. So when it comes to salary, when it comes to compensation, the salary there is not big. If I can take seriously on my training, it's just a matter of 1 or 2 weeks for me to earn that 1 month salary at school. But since I was made for this, I was born for this. My dad was giving me some hardcore training when I was 4, 5 years old. So my dad has to wake me up like 4, and sometimes 3:30, but usually 4 a.m. in the morning. That early morning, my wife had to wake me up and memorize like 3, 4 pages of speeches, as I call it. But when I was still active in the Christian community in the past, I call it like preaching. Yeah, I have to memorize like 5 to 10 verses in the Bible, and then each verse has around 300 to around 300 to 400 words explanation, and 5 to 10 verses, because they gave me a segment in the youth program in our worship during Saturday afternoon, where I'll be talking any topics that my father have created, and use me to say that prepared speech, prepared preaching for 5 to 10 minutes, preaching, of course, in my language, dialect, my local dialect, Bisaya. Later, I learned English around my academy years. When I was in my elementary, yeah, I can understand English questions, reading questions. I can provide answers according to the book. But if I'm the one like building sentences and paragraphs, so that's out of my level. I can't do it. And I was even like ashamed of myself when I arrived in the academy when I was in Matay 1 or first year, grade 7. I was even planning to go back home because I cannot speak English. And all my classmates, we were around 72, because that academy it's not that big. But there's only one section for high school, one or first year or grade 7. So, yeah, what, what happened? Oh, I almost collapsed. That pain at my back. What happened? That was sudden. Oof. I am healthy. I am so energized when I wake up this morning, but I don't know what happened to my back. Oh, I'm sorry, to friends. Ah, Mami, mami, mami. Wait for a moment, to friends. Ah, that was fast and sudden. Yeah, my back was like cut into half. Oh, but I don't have problem with my kidneys. Oh, yeah, I almost like blacked out with your friends. I almost black out. Had to find my chair while doing the soil mix. I can't do this. Oh, I did not realize. My goodness. Health is important, but I am not that careful with your friends. Literally, I am not that careful, though I don't eat meat. I only eat certain type of fish like tuna, and then vegetables and fruits. But still, yeah, since when I was in high school, college, and much more, my existence here in Thailand for almost 13 years now, um, I seldom have this enough sleep. But usually 2 3 hours. That's my regular sleep. 2 to 3 hours, and sometimes, but rarely happen, like 4 or 5 hours. But it's rarely happen. 2 3 hours. That's my normal. And there are certain days, but not often times, but maybe three 3 to 4 nights, even 5 nights in a month, where I only have less than 2 hours of sleep for the whole night, and I still have a full-time work for the whole day, teaching, gardening, and other stuffs. So that concludes to what I am carrying and suffering right now. Oh, this is crazy. Ah, ah, oh, ah, I don't know what's going on, but I'm afraid if this can escalate to something worse. I, I'm supposed to finish this one with 2 friends, but glad that partially I finished the first half of the vlog title. Our vlog title for this live streaming is planting garlic and soil mixing. Now we are on the soil mixing portion, where probably I can do a little bit, but I cannot finish. We have already this mixture. We only have to uh, move this out to the individual pot. From the mixing pot to the individual pot where we will be planting, to whatever we can decide. I mean, the plants that we might decide to plant here. So probably another seeds of garlic or shallots or white onions. I do have onion chaps already in the first platform. I can show you that one quickly later before we end this live stream. So the one that was rampaged by the chickens. So perhaps shallots and white onions. I haven't tried it yet. Even the garlic, though I tried like 8 years ago when I was still working in the university. I tried planting garlic, but out of no experience, just planting without even doing any some kind of serious research, just out of curiosity. If the bulb can grow, yeah, it grew, but that was rainy season, so the bulb did not withstand the downpour for 3 to 4 months straight. And of course, the campus of the university where I work is near the forest area, near the mountain area where we have rains, even summertime. So yeah, the bulb succumbed to the wet of the soil as the outcome of that downpour, and then yeah, it dropped. I also like tried planting potatoes, not sweet potato, but potato, manfrang. Um, I did have just a little success here, like 2 years ago. So I am planning to plant um, potatoes again this year. So I don't know if I can plant the size of the pot. If I will, then perhaps there will be more harvest. But that would be my first success because the previous planting I did like once or twice here, and only the second one where I was able to harvest 2 3 tubers. But yeah, I still consider that one a success because why?
Ayoko mo?
Yeah, lately
Why?
it didn't come.
No. Narinig kita sa live. Ayoko mo.
So my word just recently pop out there.
Bakit?
May ano eh, nung na ano ko nito na ganyan. Parang biglang nag-crack yung likod ko na sobrang sakit eh, na parang na-blackout ako eh, nawala na putot na balance ko na.
Late kasi ang dating doon.
Ah,
Okay ka lang.
sobrang sakit.
Ang gawin ko ay nagbibilog pa ako na liit.
Ano yan?
Thank you.
Para saan?
Ha?
Para saan?
Ayun, miss.
Ah,
So,
kaya kumuha ko nito, upuan eh, pero nagayon pa rin. No? Biglaan lang na parang nag-crack ako, nabali yung likod ko.
o kasi agad na. Ganun, biglaan na.
No, hindi ako nagaganyan-ganyan. Wala ako nagawa dito kasi nagkwikwento na. Ha?
Gawain sa pagkakasunod mo.
Ay, yuko nga ba?
Ilang araw na yun.
Sarap pa. Magtiluhin si Coach Koy.
Hindi na ako magagawa.
Sige. So this one here, YouTube friends, I'll be planting perhaps shallots or white onions. I still don't have the bulbs, so my wife and I has to go to the department store, the one that is close by, the Tesco Lotus. So I'm going to buy there a bunch of shallots and white onions. I'm still doing an in-depth research so that the time of the harvest from the planting it's similar to the garlic, but there's this specific difference when you plant the bulbs or the seed, the white onion seed, that bulb and that big one, and also shallots. Shallots can like produce a lot of shoots on the side, but onions, white onions is different. And usually growers they planted seeds which can take maybe more than a year to produce something like. But yeah, that's the thing that somehow I am quite interested to learn. Yeah, this just pop up in my mind right now. Like um, I want to learn and study farther about how farmers planted white onions and then shallots. I think Indian people are really experts in planting shallots. Yeah, not just that. Some of them have uploaded videos on YouTube, but if you like see videos in India, a lot of YouTubers like showcasing the Indian markets. Yeah, the Indian markets where farmers are just displaying all their crops, potatoes, sweet potatoes, carrots, shallots, garlic, and there when you go to the farmers market, I see the prices are not expensive, and they even use the old type of scale where you have to put stone on the other side. That kind of scale where it's in the logo of the lawyers. I don't know how to perfectly use the appropriate terms. Yeah, they call that one Libra. Um, yeah, that old type of scale where these farmers are really expert. Yeah, scaling the onions and garlic. Yeah, it's fun to watch. Yeah, farmers there are really, really good. Probably if I have enough time and money to fly and travel to India, I think I will explore that part. Probably 2 to 3 years from now, after we can get off from the debts, from this huge responsibilities that we are facing right now. And if I can establish my forex portfolio, and hopefully next year, I can start opening a stock account in my country, Philippines, even starting from a tiny amount of stock account, then keep adding, like compounding, adding more uh, money to capital and compounding. So once I have enough budget, then my wife and I has to fly to India, and for other reason, explore the country. Maybe we'll do that during summer because her new school and my school, I think there's this 1 month holiday during April, so we have enough time together to fly to any other places. But still, I have to consider I have chickens here, so we cannot just go anywhere, anytime. But I need to see the time availability of my mother. If hopefully she will not be working with someone as a domestic helper here, but somehow I can give her enough allowance every month and she can be here. If my wife and I will have an important travel, and usually now that I'm getting old, I'm 37, and from now on I have to take it seriously about my gardening stuff. So every time I have time, I have to go travel other places and countries and learn more on agriculture because there is wealth here, YouTube friends. In agriculture, there is this buried wealth that yet to uncover. You just have to discover the wealth in agriculture. Imagine we have around 5 to 7 billion people in the world, and how these people live and survive. It's because of the farmers. None of us eating metals, none of us eating iron, none of us eating plastics, none of us eating knives, any kinds of metals, aluminum. We eat the same stuff, food, crops that produced by the farmers. There is this astoundingly massive wealth in agriculture. I tell you. So I hope Sianason students, you have own farms from your parents, of course, but you're the heir and you will be inheriting that. Make use of it and maximize the potential. Because me, I'm getting old, but I'm glad my dad raised me in such a way that now, that short amount of time that we spent together between me and my dad, learning anything in the farm by the age of 4, 5, 6, where kids right now learning about playing online games and all this stuff at the age of 3, 4, 5. But that range of age with your friends, I was in the farm, I was in the garden. My dad taught me anything in the farm. I didn't study agriculture. I don't have degree in agriculture, but by experience, since I was a kid, I knew almost all kinds of meticulous work in the farm. Yeah, farming is a wonderful experience. Every day is a learning chapter, and you will be amazed because as you journey yourself there, the learning you might get from the experience of the old folks who haven't studied about farming, who haven't studied in agriculture, but they have that wisdom from their ancestors before. And yeah, it's massive and it's overwhelming. And you can even say, wow, there are still a lot of things that I didn't learn. But how these folks learn such knowledge and wisdom because of the ancestors that pass, where those ancestors of them have passed the knowledge to the next generation until we have this chain of farmers where the past generation was like sharing knowledge and information and wisdom to the next generation. Then this cycle will not stop. It will continue on and on and on and on. Yeah, sadly, uh, my wife and I, we've been together as husband and wife, a couple for more than 10 years now, but we don't have any kid yet. But I don't worry much about it. But if you'd ask me, how can I pass my understanding, my knowledge, my wisdom, my experience, a little bit of experience and knowledge in farming and gardening, that's why I have this YouTube channel. Maybe 100 years later, I'm gone of this world, but the legacy, the documentary, the activities that I have here in the garden, and it's all authentic, legit. Though it's very time consuming on your side because you have to watch 2 3 hours of my live stream. But at least here, all this information lives on as long as technology exists, even in the future. So that's how I can pass the knowledge, information, wisdom that I've learned from other people as well, and from my daily experience here as a gardener. So I even hope that somehow, yeah, 2, 3, 5 years from now, my wife and I can acquire a piece of land here in our own name. So that's why I'm aiming to have a dual citizenship in Thailand, and that's why I'm working hard as a teacher, saving money because you need 3 million baht in the bank under your name, and another 100,000 baht for the process of permanent visa, and you have five consecutive 5 years consecutive contracts in one employment, one employer. And within that 5 years, you're not flying outside the country, but you stay within the country, stay within one employment, and 5 years consecutive contract, 100,000 baht for paying the process, another 3 million in the bank under your name. Then you'll have your permanent visa. And after 2 years or 3 years that you maintain your status as a permanent resident here in Thailand, then if you know basic reading, writing, and communication in the language, Basa Thai, Thai language, then you can apply for citizenship. And once you apply for citizenship, you wait for the approval. And I think beginning September or October each year, where they receive 200 to 500 applications. It's just all these numbers, it's friends, are just approximated. I mean, the number of applications, like 200, 500, I'm not sure, but around that number, where these 200, 500 application, I think that's the maximum, not the number of applications they receive each year, but like the maximum number of application. But I think each year maybe 5 or 10 applied because it's not easy. But to me, I think the communication, the reading, the writing of the language, I have the basic already, so it's not a challenge for me. I love language, but the challenge for me is the 3 million baht. And I'm still new to the employment that I am right now, currently. So I still have to wait another 4 years, but it will go back to zero because next year I'm planning to fly back to the country. Hopefully I can, but I have to. Even the budget is not enough because I need to get a OSC and a record uh, in my country that I am not a tourist here anymore, but a worker, an overseas worker, a Filipino overseas worker. Overseas Filipino workers, yeah, OFW. Because right now I've been here for like close to 13 years, but I'm still a tourist in my country. So I have to change that status so that my mother will have any won't have any trouble when she goes back to the country because her visa will be depending on my immigrant visa. So once I get back to the country next year, so I go back to zero, and I need another 5 years of straight contracts and employment in one employer so that I can apply for permanent residency. Of course, maybe that would be enough time for me to save up little by little through forex trading and stocks. Once I have the 3 million baht, I'll apply for permanent residency, and my wife will follow too. And once we have permanent residency here, we will apply for dual citizenship. That means I am still 100% a Filipino citizen. At the same time, I am 100% Thai citizen. Where all Thai privileges can be mine as well. And can buy properties under my name, any properties, any privileges. that the Thai people have can also be mine. So I'm hoping that one day I can do that. That's why I'm working on it right now pretty hard. So once I have that status citizen here, I can buy any properties, houses, lands, cars. We can have cars, but the name of it is not ours, but this half from a guarantor and us. So I hope that I can achieve that dream before I reach 50 years old here in Thailand and enjoy another few decades before I start turning to a grumpy old man. If I can change my lifestyle, my sleeping routine, more healthy foods, I guess maybe 100 years is not a challenge. The lifespan of both my father and my, especially my mother's side, they live longer. So I think if I can inherit that gene, so maybe I can reach to 100 years old or more than that. That would be full years. And yeah, still hoping for that. That's why I have to keep that saving money, all these things. And this, YouTube friends, if you can see that, I don't know if it's visible in the camera. That's a lemon cedar. We call that one locally in my country lemon cedar tree. I don't know what's the English word because lemon tree, kefir lime, and other ones are quite different. But this one, they have another local name. The Thai people they call this one mapet. My accent, my yeah, เสียงไม่ถูก but that's the word mapet. They call that one mapet here, that plant. And for Filipinos, this one is expensive. So I'm thinking of planting this plant or adding more plants of this. So I don't have to buy during festival, but I do some air layering or marketing method to reproduce more of this plants. So I'm still waiting for some branches to get mature down there where I have to do
You
the
don't
marketing.
have care, no.
Huh?
Just one more.
Uh,
Dili. Sabihan mo pagkakain. Bago kang kumain, nakaipalito ka ng mata.
ano oras na?
Pag-4.
Itang ina, may ano pala akong shooting na yun. Sige na, tapos lang. Paano? Ilagay ko na yun sa taas yung ano.
Ayun.
Yung tinaniman ko na yan ng garlic, ng bawang.
Sabi mo na may tanim. Sabihan pa ka tayo. May fix na doon, no? Nawagan na. Bigyan ko lang yan na yan.
Nang,
Naglagay sa mga tamis.
nagliwanag yun kung kaya ko sa oras. Magsungkit ko ng puso. Hiwain ko pa ibig sa nila.
Kung magtapos ka ng diha, kaya magligo ka, tapos magkuha kang puso.
Kaya,
Ikaw, tagal ka kasi ligo.
yeah, because I love talking.
Pag love ko, late naman kasi.
Some of the, di naman nagising maagap yung mga nanonood. Di naman maagap yung nanonood. You love to listen the FM or PPM Organic Backyard Gardening FM. So yeah, that's the plan, you two friends. That's what we're going to do. I'll reproduce this one by earlier or marketing. Still waiting for the matured branches to develop down there. And then at least if I have maybe 10 of these plants, as this one grow bigger, then I have good number of fruits to harvest. And I can sell it to my Filipino friends in a good price, worth the money. And yeah, we have okra seedlings there, okra plants. Still, I have to cover the top because I know the chickens will not hesitate to do the rampage there anytime we have the opportunity to do it. We have sweet potato at the back. We have more vegetables there. The corn and the pumpkin there starts growing. So I think this weekend I'll give you an update to that. I'll walk you around there in our pumpkin and corn, tiny cornfield at the back, outside the house. We rented that parcel of land as well there. So what else? But our peppers and tomatoes are heavily infected with the disease. So I'm considering to replant peppers and tomatoes. I started seeding one type of one variety of tomatoes, but in two different colors. The cherry tomatoes, both the yellow and the red ones. So two types. I'll be planting that one here. Probably you see this trellis behind me with eggplants currently standing, but the season is about to end. Actually, it's already ended, but still, I just let them grow. And yeah, I think I have to remove them like a week after, and then place the prepared pots for planting cherry tomatoes because cherry tomatoes can grow tall, like a meter and a half, even beyond that. So I have to plant cherry tomatoes here. It will be a nice looking garden here in the coming months, especially as we step into summertime. Yeah, like around January that we can start planting the cherry tomatoes here because I seeded last other night, and I'll be buying another pack of seeds for peppers and um, yeah, peppers, capsicum, and probably jalapenos. Um, two or three types of two or three varieties of peppers, and then yeah, that's the plan. And I have to do it before the end of this year. And I have this coming poker tournament, January 1. It's a big one, so I have to really prepare myself for that. Not to get preoccupied with other stuffs. Just that one alone uh, for that day, so that I can have my focus intact for the tournament. So hopefully it comes out good. And yeah, $15,000 is not a tiny amount, man. It's big already, especially here in Asia, in my country, in the country that I'm working. It's a big one. So hopefully I can hit that prize for first for the champion of the tournament. I have been winning a few times, but very tiny, not enough to withdraw. So I have to. So well, that one concludes this live streaming, YouTube friends. I don't know if it's already visible there because I have to place this back to the platform that this one was sitting for more than a year already. So I just removed them, remixed the soil, and now we just planted 2 pots of garlic. This one is empty and available, and the other one there that I placed already. But I'm thinking of planting shallots or white onions, as I mentioned to you earlier. And we have these other 2 pots. Still thinking what vegetables I can plant here. But now I don't care about what vegetables I can plant. But as much as possible, I can prepare the soil mixing that I have already the mixtures ready for planting. So regardless of any vegetables I can plant, as long as I have prepared mixtures, pots that has this prepared mixtures of different sizes, I don't care. As long as we have the prepared mixtures, then we can plant anytime if we have the available plants, available vegetables to plant on. So that's my plan. At least during my available time, I do the soil mixing. I still do the live streaming as well, and it can happen with our live at dawn series because the environment is clear, it's quiet, no copyright music, no copyright playing, no music around. So that's the thing that I have to avoid. Just imagine I have this live streaming last other day or last 2 days ago, where I have 167 views in my live streaming, but I did not earn any single cent there because the publisher of the music that was played by our neighbors around took the ownership of the video. And I hate that. That's the reason why most of my live streaming are muted because I have to avoid the music from our neighbors, which is out of my now against my will. It's not my will to turn on this music. Like you cannot tell there's delinquents here around. So that's why I have to avoid that. And I think Live at Dawn series was born to this channel where we can safely do live streaming from 3 a.m. But usually I started at 4 early, early at 4 a.m. in the morning until the sunrise started to comes out. I have to prepare myself because I'm a full-time teacher at the same time while gardening. So a lot of things to consider, but I'm glad that I discovered this time where I can safely do live streaming. Though it's really hard on my part. You have to wake up early and do live streaming. The time that I supposed to spend on my bed, I already spent here in the garden doing all this work. Where this kind of activities is pretty hard and this is impossible for others to do. But I try to make it possible, YouTube friends. Aside from trading forex, I have a lot of things to do aside from this. But I have to like really spend time doing this. Otherwise, all my hard work initially will be for nothing. So I don't want to happen like that. So I have to like yeah, challenge myself, motivate myself, encourage myself to do more and be more diligent. I'm a lazy type of a person, to tell you quite frankly. Yeah, if I consider myself lazy, then how much more you YouTube friends. So that's why we need to consider appreciating how precious the time is. You cannot buy back the time. The time that was passed yesterday cannot be pulled back today. It's already done. It's already passed. It's yesterday. So what you can do is today, what most important is that how can you maximize your time today? how can you use your time in productive stuff today? Tomorrow is another preparation, but today is what you can do within your capacity, or maybe even beyond your limits. So those are things that are quite important to remember. So I hope you've learned something here, YouTube friends, not just from the live streaming that I'm doing here, gardening, but I hope that some words that I have shared with you, those are fresh, rough thoughts. These are not prepared. I talk anything here, what's pop up in my mind. It's all authentic, not scripted, all legit, all genuine. Whatever thoughts in my mind that I can think it's right, it's okay, the direction that I'm into, I'm willing to share that. And that's the only legacy that I can leave after 100, 200 years from now. As long as technology, YouTube will stay, then my videos will live on. So that culminates our live streaming, and I think it's visible now. I'll bring you there to the platform where I have to place this back. All these three pots, the two pots that I planted garlic already, and the other one that is empty, available, where I'm planning to plant shallots or white onions. So let's go there. 5:58. Just imagine, still dark around. Yeah, it's dark around, YouTube friends, but it's already 6 o'clock in the morning. What? There's this bit showers. I want you to see that. Yeah, that's it, YouTube friends. I think it's visible now. We will extend so that you can see it more. We'll extend the tripod, and there you see. What? How come? There's chicken here, scratching on top of this pot. I think the outsiders, I guess, not my chickens, because my chickens are heavily guarded by my wife now because of the rampage they have done last few days ago. But I think it's the chicken from the outside who have scratched that pot there. Yeah, oh man. I cannot trust these chickens here. Do I have to do that? Yeah, we planted this spot, YouTube friends, in particular with onion, garlic. So we have garlic. We planted garlic that this particular pot, but this one, this end here, it's empty, and there's even like the marks of the chickens from the outside that scratch the soil inside the pot. This one is empty, YouTube friends. This one is empty, but I'm considering planting shallots or onions, probably white onions here. And the other pot that I'm going to bring here, I already planted it with garlic. Okay. So there's this available space here in the middle where I'll be placing another or different size of pot. And probably I'll plant garlic too. So there will be three pots in the middle with garlic, and both ends I'll be planting either onions, white onions, or shallots. Yeah, platform number 2, YouTube friends, is in good shape. Is in good shape now. The platform number 2. Platform number 4 is here. These are our platform number 4. Still missing, and the other parts here are removed, but I have to put them back here. Once I put them back here, this one I have to remove as well and bring it there so that we can um, start planting things here. So probably I can remove this one now and then replace the other ones that are ready to be planted with me. Mhm. I don't know, I'll try to plant peppers here. So I have to remove the banana leaves first, and then I tied a I use the PVC pipes, and then I form a trellis here with the PVC pipes, and then I guess I have to do them. And then tie it here, and then there. Will be expensive ones, but well, I have to do that. And we'll establish a trellis here. for the peppers. And it will be a beautiful stuff to see there. The peppers on top you harvest. What a garden. I think we'll do that with your friends. This one. So we're not done yet here, YouTube friends. So I think this will be one of our focus this month. Yeah, this will be one of our focus this month. We just place or put back the first two pods that are ready for planting, but we still have another eight pods that needs to be uh, like remix the soil, added more new sets of compost, cow's manure and chicken's manure, and then place back here, and then we will decide the matter after, probably peppers, capsicum, and then we will like establish a trellis here made out of PVC pipes, and then we have shallots or white onions, and we have garlic in the middle. Yeah, that's our second and third platform, and our fourth platform here, YouTube friends, is here. Our fourth platform is here. We planted with peppers now, but it looks like infected with disease. I don't know if these peppers can withstand, can survive, or eventually succumb to the disease. But I'm still applying fertilizer and watering this one regularly. But I'm not sure if this one can survive. But if can, then we can still probably have a few peppers here to harvest. But right now it's just we'll consider that one as like a dream. So we're still crossing our fingers right now. So this is our fourth platform, platform number 4. We do have the trees here that we just planted as well as last summer, last May. This month, no, this year, May 2023. Yeah, last summer of this year. I think this one starts to recover, so I'll apply more fertilizer here. Actually, this area here, to friends, is somehow good location for any plants because can have around 6 hours amount of sun each day. So yeah, we have 2 pots that are empty because the peppers here died. I don't know if I still have spare seedlings there. So if I still have, then I have to replace and hopefully the other ones here can develop. I think this one cannot anymore. We have to remove that. This one probably there's a chance, but this other 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 probably has more chance to survive and provide us peppers. But if not, then we can remove all these and we will be replanting another sets of peppers here. So peppers, peppers. I'm thinking of I'm thinking of planting on yeah, I have to plant ginger as well. Ginger, uh, shallots, white onions, yeah, peppers, um, garlic. We have beautiful eggplants here and carrots inside our garden enclosure. So it's a beautiful day here, YouTube friends. And thank you once again for watching and tuning in our live streaming today. I'd like to see you all probably tomorrow, and I don't know, this evening. I'll be late coming back home because we have to finish the building of that manger or barn where Jesus was born with Joseph and Mary, where it's a presentation show tomorrow during the Christmas party of the English program, and I assisted in building the that house or that manger from the ground to the last. So I think there's only a few portion that needs to be polished and finished today. So I cannot do live streaming in the evening of today, but perhaps tomorrow morning I can still have maybe an hour or an hour and a half because I have to go early to the school tomorrow for the Christmas party event the EP this program is hosting, where foreign teachers are in charge of like handling the students. Though I was just asked to build, I'm not part of the dancing troupe as well. I'm the one like filming uh, the event. I cannot make myself clown to be included in the dance troupe. It's not my thing. Though we have different limitations and strength, and that one is part of my limitation. I cannot do it. So thank you once again for tuning in. I'll see you around. Bye bye.